Hello friends, hope you all are doing good. I heartily welcome you all to INBAC Presents ProConnect. ProConnect series is a one-of-a-kind webinar series of INBAC Association where we invite esteemed professionals from the building automation industry, wherein they address various crucial aspects of the industry and provide great insights. We're extremely pleased to announce our guest of honor today. We have today with us Mr. Sudhir Pandit Rao.
Hello everyone.
He is a veteran educationist with over 3 decades of experience in the industry. He is presently the chair of Education Committee of INBAC Association. We also have with us Mr. Rajesh Adhangal.
Hello.
He is a building automation expert and he brings about more than 25 years of experience and knowledge. He is presently the chair of Standardization Committee of INBAC Association. Welcome both of you.
Thank you, Adrija.
Thank you, Adrija.
Yes. So, first I would request Sudhir sir to briefly talk about your experience about being the chair.
Thank you, Adrija. First of all, I would like to thank all the members for electing me as chair Education Committee. It's really an honor, privilege to be the chair of Education Committee of INBAC Association. It of course brings a lot of responsibility on my as well as my committee members' shoulders. Being the first Education Committee, we need to set the path, we need to set the standards which would be followed over the period of time. My experience, working as a chair has been really great, really pleasurable. Everyone, including my committee members, as well as standardization committee members, all the office bearers, directors, everyone has been cooperating so well that, I really get, more and more excited, more and more ignited to work as a chair.
Amazing. Wonderful. And now over to you, Rajesh. We would like to know your experience as being the chair of Standardization Committee.
When I had an option to choose between being a part of Education or Standardization Committee, I immediately jumped to being a part of Standardization Committee. There is an interesting story behind this selection. Once I was having a candid discussion with one of my customers. I hesitantly asked him about the performance of building automation system in his building. He said everything is fine except only 5 snags. I was startled with this feedback. How was this possible? Only 5 snags. When I inquired about the snags, he mentioned that the 5 different systems that were integrated with building management system are not working at all. So he was considering one non-functional system as 1 snag. So in total 5 snags. Now I could understand the customer pain which was coming out in a sarcastic manner. I decided to go into little more details and had some open discussion with BMS operators and facility management team. The outcome of this discussion was even more interesting. I realized that their concern wasn't about the non-functional building management solution, but the way installation, integration, testing, commissioning, and handing over was carried out. There were no benchmarks at all in the entire process, right from requirement gathering, design, sales, procurement, installation, testing and commissioning, and final handing over to the customer and then to the service team. Even the communication protocols were not unique. This haphazard handling of the project not only caused agony to the customer, but also left the OEM and the system installer red-faced. This also meant probably a loss of business for the OEM in the future. Since then, I was looking for an opportunity to work on some guidelines evolved through personal experiences or adopting guidelines that are followed globally. Through INBAC, I got this opportunity and well, I grabbed it instantly.
That's such a realistic scenario you have cited, Rajesh. Thanks for sharing it. Now, to begin with, I would request Sudhi sir to answer it as a chair of the Education Committee of INBAC. Please let us know what is your strategy for this year. What are the key aspects where you are focusing on?
That's a very nice question, Adrija. Strategy comes first, and then of course the implementation. So we are working as a strategy. We have built a roadmap. This roadmap has been developed by the members, the stakeholders together, and that the one which was presented during the back day. So this roadmap basically focuses on creating the awareness and building knowledge, skills, and mastery in the building automation domain or building automation space. At the same time, as an education committee, we will be supporting the standardization committee by various means and ways which are being mentioned during that backday presentation. So basically, for creating the awareness, we have planned a number of different events, number of different interventions with all the stakeholders, starting with the ProConnect, the one which we are doing right now. So it's a regular feature. Then we also have a number of different overview trainings that are scheduled. The one which we conducted earlier was BACnet overview training. So similar kind of overview trainings would be conducted. There would be roadshows where the product manufacturers or system integrators, they would be showcasing their products, their solutions related to building automation. Then there would be panel discussions, magazines. So a lot of these interactions or interventions with which we will try to create the awareness within the community about the building automation and the opportunities it brings in for all the stakeholders. As far as the building the knowledge, skills, and mastery is concerned, we have planned a number of different training programs. These training programs would be at different levels. Like we got foundational programs, we got the practitioners programs, and we got the expert programs. So at these three different levels where the depth of the programs would be different, and there will be some hands-on practice as well. So with these training programs, we will build the knowledge, skills, and mastery. There would be also some certification programs, as a part of standardization, or as a part of building the confidence within the community. These certification programs would really help everyone that a certain standard has been followed and the participants have been evaluated and they possess the required knowledge and skills. For fulfilling these objectives, one important aspect is to ensure the collaboration with all the stakeholders, all the parties, including the industries, the corporates, the MNCs, product manufacturers, system integrators, consultants, end users. So all of them, coming together and collaborating, because it's a platform for everyone. These initiatives are for everyone. So having that collaboration is very, very important aspect of the strategy. And at the same time, collaboration with academic institutes is also going to be equally important. Number one, for the students to get into this building automation domain, and number two, even for creating the subject matter experts. So maybe we would involve the teachers, the professors to build their knowledge and skills, and they could be our subject matter experts. So this is what is going to be the overall strategy for this year.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. Thank you so much, Lisa, for sharing that. Now, as many of you know, this month our content is focused on interoperability and open protocols. So I'm quite interested to know it from Rajesh. How is Standardization Committee gearing up for this year? And what plans do you have to achieve it? Rajesh, over to you.
Strategy of Standardization Committee for this year is very simple and straightforward. We are looking forward to gather as much as possible data related to various guidelines and benchmarkings through local and global sources. For that, we have to collaborate with various international bodies. Um, then we will be trying to align with maximum possible stakeholders of the buildings, right from end users, customers, consultants, OEMs, system installers, service personnel, facility management team. We will try to understand their pain points and devise certain strategies around their requirements, addressing their core issues. We also look forward to gain and gather more insights from education committee, because there is no point working in a standalone mode. Standardization committee has to work along with the education committee, and we had to go hand in hand. See that our goals are more aligned with the education committee initiatives. As I said, we are also looking forward to have more collaborations with international bodies. We have already signed some understanding with UL, and we are trying to understand the way they perform. Then we'll adopt certain guidelines from them and then modify them, these guidelines as per Indian requirements. So these are the tasks what we are planning as a standardization committee this year.
Amazing, Rajesh. Now, in that context, I would like to know how would the collaboration with UL would facilitate the process of attaining these milestones which you have just mentioned?
Underwriters Laboratory vision is to create a process which leads to more safe, secure, and sustainable future. They believe in conducting independent research and develop safety standards to improve living and working conditions throughout the world. Through their work, they serve as a vital resource and facilitator for policymakers in regulatory and legislative environments. Their vision somewhat aligns with INBAC's vision as well. INBAC's vision of driving standardization with Indian building automation industry by creating an awareness about various building automation technologies and open communication protocols. We look forward to work closely with UL this year and create trusted benchmarks for Indian building automation industry, which will guide the safe and sustainable use of new products and emerging technologies.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, Rajesh. Now, Suresh sir, kindly let us know how these awareness programs are going to impact the students.
We create awareness about building automation as a domain. Normally, building automation is not known as compared to industrial automation. Many of the people or students especially, they are a bit reluctant to work in the building automation space because they are not aware about what kind of opportunity it brings in, or they are really not sure about whether they can build their career, entire career in this building automation industry. So as we have these programs, as we have these events, as we create the awareness, definitely their confidence will grow. And what I also would like to mention here is that it is not only for the engineers or the graduates, it's also useful for the diploma holders and even for the BSc holders. So the spectrum is quite wide. I mean, when we talk about students, many times we look up, we think of only graduates, but it's not the case. In building automation, there is a scope for all these other graduates as well. I mean, BSc graduates or even diploma holders for that matter. So additionally, it will also give the insight to the students that there are many entrepreneurship opportunities also for the students. it's not necessary that they have to take up service, but they can also work as independent service providers, or as entrepreneurs. They can have their career. So this is really going to create a very good, very positive impact on the students community, and that's what we believe and that's what we strive for.
That's quite reassuring to know. Thank you so much, Sudhir sir, for sharing that. Now, since both of you are present here today, I want to know it from you both. Is there any plan where we can see users and stakeholders in a face-to-face discussion?
Well, Adrija, I will answer that first. Yes, for sure. I mean, we are really looking forward to having more and more interactions, close interactions, and with the face-to-face kind of discussions or interactions, you have a much better efficiency as compared to being offline, or rather being online, or in kind of discrete kind of events. So whatever events that we have planned, such as road shows or annual events, these are the places where we are looking at having in-person kind of gatherings. If of course the rules and regulations at that point of time they permit, then we would be having that as a first priority. We would like to have the first priority to people coming together, meeting each other, have face-to-face discussions, more close interactions.
And as the proverb goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. In our world, that means give some feasible solution to the customer that he desires, something that makes his life easy, something that will save him money in the longer run, something that provides relief while operating and maintaining the system with least dependency and on OEM and system integrator, something that is interoperable and easily communicable with the other systems. This is not my wish list, rather highly probable solution if we bring all the stakeholders on the same podium together with the end users. Let them exchange views, ideas, discuss their pain points, and this has to be a two-way communication. Solution providers to have their own concerns, which can be shared candidly. These deliberations will help both parties arrive at amicable solution, rather a win-win situation for both the parties.
All right.
Wonderful. That's quite interesting, Rajesh. Viewers, are you all excited? INBAC has always been focusing on spreading awareness about connected, interoperable, safe and secure buildings. In that quest, it has always been trying to bring people from the industry and provide a realistic picture of what's happening in the industry right now. I'm sure these events are going to be as exciting as it sounds to me. Now, moving ahead, I would like to know about the possible challenges that the Standardization Committee and Education Committee are facing in implementing their plans.
Okay, I will go first. Being the first of its kind initiative in Indian market and Indian industries, definitely there are going to be some challenges. Most importantly, we want to take it to the national level, international level. So spreading our wings pan-India, and then of course at the global level is definitely going to be a challenge. We need to really create the good awareness. We need to build that confidence within all the stakeholders that this is the platform for all of them to come together and exchange their ideas, cooperate with each other. So generating that kind of aura, for that matter, is really a challenge. As far as the education part is concerned, developing the content, the case studies, the applications, standards, particularly from an Indian market perspective or in an Indian context or Indian environment, that's really going to be a challenge, because many times we get a lot of references and those are more focused on the global applications or global standards, whereas in India we know that we are still emerging, or we are still developing. The entire focus of standardization committee is to build those standards. So until those standards are built, until the people are following those standards, it's really going to be a challenge to build such case studies, develop the contents which are being applicable for Indian market and which would be more appealing to the participants or the the members. Anyway, we have just started, and we know that there are going to be challenges, but we are sure that within a year or so we can definitely establish ourselves with consistent efforts and the kind of cooperation which I mentioned, that all the members, all the stakeholders, everyone is really bringing in that kind of energy, synergy. So we can definitely establish ourselves very well. And from that perspective, I really give best wishes to everyone participating for making it happen.
Rajesh would like to know it from you.
The foremost challenge, what I feel for the standardization committee will be is to create awareness amongst the users and different stakeholders of the buildings. And as you cannot fit a round peg in a square hole, you either have to modify the square hole into the round shape or simply make a new round hole. Similarly, the biggest challenge for the standardization initiative will be to adopt relevant globally used guidelines and then modify them as per Indian requirements. Wherever it is not possible to adopt them directly as they are, then the new set of guidelines has to be formulated. This calls for a lot of efforts from everyone involved. We have to share our experiences, our learnings, put them on paper. We have to brainstorm, discard non-relevant ideas, accept that is significant, and then formulate a set of standards acceptable and beneficial to everyone, thus striving to make building occupants' life comfortable, safe, and secure. This again is going to be an iterative task, evolving process. As the technology upgrades itself, this process will also need improvement, keeping pace with the changing technology and time-relevant factors.
What an amazing discussion. Of course, there are challenges, but both the committees, with their dedication and exemplary knowledge, have geared up towards achieving the milestones. At INBAC, we are stronger together, so we will definitely achieve those goals, I'm sure. On that note, I would conclude this enriching discussion by thanking Rajesh and Subhi. Thank you both for the significant awareness you brought in with this extensive discussion. Viewers, see you all next week with yet another inspiring story. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.